Hey, good morning, Trondheim friends, and welcome to this week's episode of Patio Ponderings. And today I'm actually out on the patio at Trondheim Church. We are having some really weird winter weather for Minnesota. It was 55 degrees yesterday, and we're going to be heading close to 50 again today. And weirdness is a major feeling, I think, that runs through the story that we heard on Sunday. And that was the story of the Gerasene demoniac. Jesus and his disciples crossed the lake into an area that is not Jewish, and they encounter a man possessed by a demon. He's living in the tombstones, he's howling, he's bursting out of any restraints that people try to put on him. It's a disturbing, very strange scene. Eventually, though, Jesus takes the demon out of the man and casts them into a herd of pigs, and over the cliff they go, leaving the man in his right mind, or sane, as our translation put it, and dressed and well. But there's one particular area that I've really been thinking about over the last week. And that is this little conversation that Jesus has with the demon. So in chapter 5 of the Gospel of Mark, verse 9, Jesus asked him, the demon, "What is your name?" And he responded, "Legion is my name, because we are many." And they pleaded with Jesus not to send them out of that region. And then the demon goes on to say, "Send us into the pigs instead." So I think this is super interesting that Jesus asked the demon its name. The concept of a name in this culture is much deeper than what we might think of it in our culture. So to have a name says a lot about not just who you are on a piece of paper, but it says a lot about your legacy, your reputation, your validity, all of those things. And so it seems that in Jesus looking for the name, he's giving the demon some kind of regard, some kind of consideration that there is a valid existence to the demon, so to speak. And then Jesus complies with the demon's request. I just find that super interesting. Like, I wonder, is that some sort of compassion for the demon, or some sort of just concern? Does Jesus have care and concern for every kind of being in the universe, not just human beings or good spiritual beings, but all kinds of beings? It's a weird question, isn't it? It gets a little mind trippy, so to speak. The other piece, though, of this, what I've been thinking about, is in order to solve a problem, in order to heal somebody or something, we first have to identify that problem. We first have to identify what it is that's going on. And so I wonder too if that's what Jesus is doing by naming the demon. And by the way, the demon's name, Legion, is a Roman military word, and it means 1,000 soldiers. So just a quick aside there. So by naming this thing, then Jesus can attend to it and attend to the man possessed by it. So think about our physical health. If we are sick, the doctor doesn't know how to treat us until he's named what we are sick with. Okay, so if you have COVID and you get that positive test and you can name that you have COVID, then we know what the treatment is. When we think of substance abuse, particularly for people who work the 12 steps, the very first step in healing is naming that you have an addiction. Okay? And I started thinking about this in broader terms, because one of the things we talked about on Sunday was that not just was the man with the demon inside of him healed, but it also brought healing to the whole community, in that this man could now go back and be a part of the community, and the impact that he had formerly had on the community was resolved. And so I started thinking about naming those things that we need to attend to in our communities. And I started to think about like all those isms, right? It's really hard to address, say, racism in our culture until we name it, validate its existence, acknowledge its existence, and recognize it where it's happening. We have to name those things as we see them and as other people share them with us. And then we can start to work through those greater cultural issues. Those are the greater cultural demons that we have in our world. So just lots to think about in this story. It is just a strange story filled with nuance and layers. But this whole idea of the demon and its name is what has really engaged me this week. So as always, I want to hear what you have to say. What do you think about Jesus asking the demon's name? Any insights you can offer? Have a great day. Enjoy this weird weather we're having, and we'll see you Sunday. Bye.